Hey there, Squirrel Army. We're here. We're reacting to the recent Dominaria United spoilers, mostly the legends here for today, and I'm going to discuss what I think about each of the legends. So let's get going on into it as we move along here today and have a look at what they spoiled. If you're enjoying the content here, you can join the Squirrel Army by subscribing and turning on the notifications. Alright, so unfortunately, I want to just mention that the file footage that was originally meant to come here has been corrupted and whatnot, so unfortunately I can't actually put the right content here. I wanted to put some better content here, to be honest, but unfortunately I can't reacquire it right now. So I can't really be bothered right now to redo it because it's got to go out in the next couple of minutes, honestly. So I've got to just redo this whole thing. So yeah, let's get right on into it. So I'm only going to talk about perhaps a handful of the legends from the set, because there are some kind of off the wall ones that are kind of obscure and kind of cool, and some people might like them or whatnot, but I'm not a huge fan of them, so I just would rather talk about the ones that I'm kind of interested in. If you guys really want to tell me which ones you guys really like and whatnot, you can always do that. Tell me which ones you guys want to see me build around and whatnot. I would love to hear what you guys have to say, but I can't go through all of these now because this has to go out in the next couple of hours. So yeah, I just don't have the time now to re-record this again and set everything back up since it's nighttime now. So yeah, we're just going through this fairly quickly, unfortunately, again. Because I basically have to get something out. So yeah, we're doing that. First commander I want to talk about that I'm kind of pumped for is Soul of Windgrace. This is a 4-mana, 4/5 legend, cat avatar. ETBs or attacks, you can put a land card from your graveyard onto the battlefield tapped under your control, which pretty useful. Abilities here to discard a card, gain 3 life, which is the most irrelevant ability. Discard a land card, draw a card, which I think is probably almost the most relevant ability. I think it'll probably be the ability you use this for the most. Discard a land card, and basically you regenerate him. He gains indestructible, and you tap him. So this is really cool. This is a really cool lands-based commander. Calls back to the original Lord Windgrace. I would love to build a deck around this. Maybe. I don't really know. I don't know. I really have a lot of cool ideas for a lot of different decks that I kind of want to build, but I just never seem to be able to kind of get into the rhythm of building them, because it's just like, oh, I want to build this and I want to build that. I'm very fussy about what I want to build for the most part, and when something does come into that sphere of I want to actually build it, it's like, there's so many of these cool things that I want to build, but I don't have enough cards, I don't have enough money, I don't have enough time, or whatever. There's always something. But this does seem like a really cool commander. I think that for me, as a player who wants to do these things like attack and whatnot, or flicker my things or whatnot, or get value out of my things and whatnot, this kind of thing is right up my alley. Whereas, like, Lord Windgrace really isn't and wasn't. He still does some cool things for the most part, but again, I just feel like this is more up my alley and whatnot, more of what I would want to do. Of course, you could kind of build this in several different ways, more of a landfall style deck, more of a lands, fall sort of deck, or a lands matter sort of style deck or whatnot, or lands in graveyards sort of deck, or maybe escape or whatnot, something like that. There's a few other things that you could kind of do with it, like discarding and whatnot. Like, so you could use madness. There's not very many madness lands, but again, like, there's other like synergies. Like, if you discard something, each opponent takes damage or whatnot, that sort of thing. So you could do those sorts of things as well. Being able to play lands whenever ETBs are attacks, pretty good. As I said, being able to draw cards. If you play a high density of lands, you'll just loot through your deck by playing, by paying two, and when he attacks, you'll get that land, so that's fine. If you could get any Panharmonicon or double attacks triggers, what's the Gruul double attacks commander? I can't remember his name right now, but that would go fairly well in here because you get two lands back, so that's pretty useful. So yeah, there's just a lot here that I would like to build around. I think that's really cool, and I would like to build around it. Maybe I will build around it. But yeah, maybe I will for the channel. Definitely will for the channel, actually. But I don't know whether I will do it for myself, but we'll see. Next, Zur Elemental Schema, 1/4 flyer. Enchantment creatures you control have Death Touch, Lifelink, Hexproof. You can pay 1 and a white. Target non-aura enchantment you control becomes a creature in addition to its types. Has base power and toughness equal to its mana value. This seems really cool. I like this idea. I feel like I would like to play a whole bunch of enchantment creatures, a whole bunch of enchantments that care about enchantments and things like that in this deck, and just go to town, making, tokens and things like that, and buffing things up and whatnot, or whatever, and all of this crazy sort of stuff with enchantments. It sounds really cool. There would be a lot of meat on the bones for me with a deck like this. I think I prefer this way over the other Zur, because the other Zur's just like, haha, I shoot it for this, and Voltron, I kill you. Wow, the game's over. Wow. Whereas this seems like, cool, I can play all these weird enchantment creatures and some of these cool enchantments and whatnot, and Alelia or Lelia, whatever her name is, that whenever you cast an artifact or enchantment, you get a 1/1 flyer. Maybe that's alright in this because it'll buff Zur as well, make him bigger since it's a flyer, but I don't know. There's still other routes that you could go around with this, but it seems really cool. It seems like something that, again, I might be interested in building. Judith, Orgeron Mercenary, 1 and blue-white, 3/3. Whenever ETBs or another legendary enters the battlefield, you can pay green to make a 2/2 cat creature token with Forest Walk. I think that this Bant command is pretty good. Just legendary matters in Bant and just token generation. That seems kind of cool. So that would be something that I would, again, want to build around. I think this next one seems kind of cool. I wouldn't personally like to build around it that much. It's Rograk, Keep Overlord. 5 mana, 4/4. Rakdos Commander, Kobolds get +2/+2. Whenever you cast a Kobold, you pay 2 to make a 4/4 dragon. Whenever you cast a dragon, you make a 0/1 Kobold. So this seems like a really cool commander. I don't know which way it's pulling or tugging or whatever, if you really want to just like play all the kobolds, because kobolds is kind of a jank tribe for the most part, so I think a lot of people would prefer to perhaps play dragons, but then you're just getting these random kobolds I don't really know and doesn't really care about dragons. So it seems like the best thing to do is find ways to be able to pay 2 whenever you cast a kobold, perhaps by Ashnod's Orca, Phyrexian Altar, that sort of thing, and whatnot, so that you can make those 4/4s and whatnot, essentially kind of for 0 mana and whatnot, because most of the kobolds are 0 mana. So that sounds kind of interesting, at least. Hazazon, Desert Walk, 3/3, Naya Commander. you may play desert lands from your graveyard, and when a desert ETB is under your control, you create 2/1/1 green, white, and red Sand Warrior creature tokens. This seems really cool. I remember the OG Hazazon, and I wanted to buy one. I think this one seems really cool. Again, landfall-y sort of stuff. That's kind of stuff I like. Tokeny sort of stuff. That's something I really like. So again, I might want to build this. I definitely will build one for the channel at some point. But yeah, just really, really cool. This landfall-based commander making tokens and whatnot. So again, you can pay parallel lives, doubling season, that sort of stuff, and whatnot to, get more out of it. All right. Yeah, that's it for the most part for me for this set of legends that they spoiled from this lot of spoilings and whatnot. There were other commanders and other things, especially other cards and whatnot from the set that seemed, like they might go in some of these decks or might go in some other decks that are out there or whatnot, but I don't really have time to talk about any of those outside of the decks that they're going to go in. So I'm only going to talk about cards from, the set that aren't legendaries in terms of decks that they can go into because, just don't have enough time in the day ever to get enough of these things together. And unfortunately, as I said, sometimes when these things go wrong, well, we have to change our plans. So, yeah, unfortunately, I wanted to really put together this great video here today. But again, I ran out of time today because, well, things happen and life is busy and complicated and all of this sort of stuff. So, yeah, unfortunately, I just had to throw this together at the last minute after already recording. And whatnot, and now having to find that I have to re-record because most of the data was corrupted and whatnot and all of that. So, yeah, that's lots of fun that I have to go through and whatnot. But again, it is what it is. But anyway, guys, as I say, you guys can let me know which commanders you liked from this set of spoilings or reveals or whatever. And whatnot. Some of the commander deck ones were kind of interesting because they're all planeswalkers essentially. As well, some of them are a bit like, where is this card actually coming from, Wizards? Is this in the actual commander decks? Is this just in, the collector boosters or what? Because, it doesn't say, or is this just some of the box toppers or whatever you're calling it, whatever they are, whatnot. So yeah, it didn't really pick up that this is the only place that you can get them, or you can get them here, you can get them there. Where can you get them? Are they also in the command decks? Who knows? So yeah, some of that I wish was made a little bit more clear. But hey, it is what it is. It's always a little bit unclear where you can find any of these cards. You can perhaps find them nowhere, and you can perhaps find them everywhere. So it's one of those things. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped for this set. I haven't been hyped for many of the sets previously. This set seems really good. There's some stuff here that I can sink my teeth into. I guess because it's a bit more generic and there's a bit more stuff kind of going on with the set and whatnot, rather than it's, I don't know, very oddballed and it's all about ninjas and stuff like that. That's not really kind of my area, or it's all about zombies, or it's all about this. I'm more of a generic type person. I'm not really a tribal type person and whatnot. But anyway, and I'm not really Voltron style person and all that sort of stuff. So, that more generic sort of stuff appeals to me a lot more. But anyway, guys, as I say, yeah, you can let me know all your thoughts, and I'll definitely respond to all your thoughts down there in the comments below. And if you want to see me do any of these commanders as a deck, or if you want to see any of the other commanders done as a deck, let me know. I definitely will do them. I'll definitely respond to all your comments as well if I can. as much as possible. But yeah, if I don't see you down there in those comments, I'll see you in the next one.